Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Trackman44 here. Hey, everything you have, mechanical is going to have maintenance. But I got to point out one design flaw that I had in my setup for this mill. Now, I built my own trailer. It's 21 foot 4 inches long out of bar joist, commercial bar joist, and I put four 5,000-pound scissors jacks underneath it on the four corners, essentially, to allow it to level left and right and frontwards and backwards, for stability. Well, that worked out real good and well, except for one thing. What happened, I got a little bit lazy, and whenever I was sawing logs, I'd saw 2 or 3 logs and go ahead and stack the lumber on the back end of the sawmill, because I saw mostly 8 and 10 foot logs, and I got all that extra footage back there. So I'd stack that lumber, for 3 or 4 days or so until I get a chance to go ahead and stack everything, with stacking strips. Well, that excessive weight, and of course the vibration of the machine, and also the bumping and everything when you're loading with the grapple and all that stuff, causes everything to settle. Well, guess what? Those 5,000-pound jacks support weight 5,000 pounds up and down, but when it wants to go a little bit sideways, those jacks want to give away. And so I was having a little bit of trouble with my maintaining a level and square and plumb on the bed frame. And so what I had to do today, I had to go ahead and get all that off of there, clean out the underneath areas, and just temporarily, until I come up with another solution on the jacks for adjustment, I went ahead and dug down, deep, and put me some concrete blocks under there, and then shim the concrete blocks under the 4 corners to make everything level. That's going to help me until I move it to its permanent temporary location, instead of this temporary location, if that makes any sense. It's not that big of a deal. I just dug down. You can see the concrete blocks laying flat. That's a 4-inch block with a 16-inch by 2-inch fire block on top of that, and then metal shims to level this side up. And over here I did exactly the same thing. I used 2 1-inch pieces of concrete flat stone on a 4-inch concrete block, and then had to stack the shims underneath there just to level this left and right. Now see, I didn't dig this jack completely out, but you can see how the top of the bed frame was pushing away from where I'm standing, and the jack was kind of wanting to pivot a little bit underneath. You can probably do just a little bit better job than myself. If you happen to watch my videos on how I built a trailer and how I set it up for adjustment, you might want to consider doing something a little more substantial, or at least differently than what I did. When I come up with a permanent solution, of course, I'll do a video on that too. But as you can see here, here's the same thing. I've got this dug down with concrete blocks laying flat. And then, of course, this one here is the corner that I worked to, so it's setting firmly on the concrete block. And so I started shimming the other 3 corners right here with the metal shims. So there you have it. It's sitting here perfectly square, perfectly level, perfectly plumb, and we're ready to throw something on there and make some sawdust. Well, guys, I had 2 NiCad batteries in my Nikon camera, and both of them, because it's so cold out here, it's about 33 degrees out here, both of them died literally in 15 minutes or so. And so I did not get a bit of this sawing in, and didn't have time to charge one. I wanted to get done before dark. As you can tell, it's getting a little bit dark here. This actually turned out pretty nice. I just sawed live edge, and they vary in width, but they got a real neat curve to it, got some really nice character. I think these can work down and make a pretty nice table fairly easily. So if I get a little creative, maybe make a door or something out of them, you know. But I cut them 6/4. It's actually not looking too bad at all. Has some pretty grain. I think maybe Santa ought to bring me a new camera or at least a couple of new batteries for that thing, because man, it kills them. This cold weather kills them in no time at all. And the thing of it is, if you put them on a charger, you know, when it's cold out here like this, they'll go back to a full charge literally in about 6 or 7 minutes, but then they won't last but about 2 minutes on the doggone camera. So I don't know, I think I just need new batteries, and I got to keep them inside and keep them warm, even though these were, but they just got cold pretty doggone quick out here, you know. Got a little bit of a breeze, not too much at all, but it is just a little bit on the chilly side, you know. But hey, that's all there is to this one here. Sorry you guys didn't get to see any sawing, but we will on the next one. And this Tractor Man 44, I'm out of here, guys.